Hi, I'm Beth Shuster. I'm the education editor at the LA Times, and with me today is Teresa Watanabe, who covers education for us, and she's going to be talking to me about her experiences covering Jordan High School. So, Teresa, tell us about how Jordan had the highest gains in test scores last year of any traditional LA Unified school. How did that happen?
Well, the school had been failing for several years, and so in 2011, former Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa's Partnership for Los Angeles Schools took it over, and the major thing they did was completely rebuild the staff. They made every teacher reapply for their job. They brought in a dynamic new principal who brought in a great assistant principal, and between the two of them and the partnership, they only hired back 9 of the original 75 teachers. And brought in 30 teachers altogether from a total of 265 applicants. So it's a completely new staff, and from what everyone is saying, it's a very motivated, effective one, a lot of camaraderie and a lot of collaboration. And the teachers' morale is very high, and the students love it too. Okay,
so how is it that this effort at Jordan High School fits into an effort at Jordan Downs?
Well, the city of Los Angeles, the Housing Authority, right now is completely rebuilding Jordan Downs. It's a $600 million effort, and they're going to completely redo the housing project. They're going to bring in new businesses, and as part of the plan, they are applying for a federal grant from HUD, the Housing Urban Development Agency. And as part of that, they have to have an educational component, because the federal government thinks that you can't really rebuild a neighborhood without having great schools. And so Jordan High School's progress is being looked at as a really kind of exciting model of what could happen to the schools in the Watts area. And the partnership has been selected as the partner, the educational partner for this grant application.
And so a lot of the kids presumably live at Jordan Downs who attend Jordan High.
That's right.
And their parents probably attended Jordan High.
Correct.
What do the students think about the changes there? And do you have any students in particular that you talk to that would be interesting to talk about here?
Yes, absolutely. I visited the school several times, and one of the students is named Chanel Blackman. And she had been going to Jordan. She told me, as did many, many students, that under the old teaching staff, the kids were failing, they were ditching, they felt the teachers didn't care. Some of them actually told me that one teacher told them, I don't really care what you do as long as I know I'm getting my paycheck. And the new teachers came in, and it was completely different. They said the teachers really cared about them, they pushed them, they stayed after school and helped them. When Chanel wanted to drop out of honors physics, her physics teacher, Evan Dvorak, talked her out of it and encouraged her and said, you can do this work. And he made the class so fun and engaging for the kids. And several of the kids told me that he brought physics alive. I mean, he showed them the relevance of it in their life. So, for instance, Chanel loves wearing headphones. And he taught them the principles of magnetic force by using magnets and wire to make actual headphones that work. He taught them about electrical circuitry by making a cardboard house that they had to wire with lights. And even when they saw the Endeavor flying overhead, they immediately went into class and figured out the forces of gravity and thrust and so forth that went on it, to the point where the kids would see Mr. Dvorak and ask him to figure out the velocity of the lacrosse ball or the soccer ball that they were kicking, because as the students told me, they were taught by Mr. Dvorak that actually physics is surrounding them and it's everything they do.
So they really are making education relevant to these kids.
Yes.
In a way that probably they hadn't before.
That's right, yeah.
And you talked about the principal earlier. What did she do? What kind of impact has she had?
Well, the principal was Sherry Williams. She was a very successful principal at 99th Street Elementary, which is also in the area. She came in and she turned that school around, and I believe when she came, I think that only 30% of the children were proficient in reading and math, and I believe it's now at 60%. And she brought in a lot of parent participation by having special events like muffins with mom and donuts with dad to try to bring the parents into the school. And she just brought a whole new kind of morale into the school. So the partnership tapped her to take over Jordan when they needed someone to do the same thing at Jordan. And she proved also to be highly popular there.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, and she also brought in a great assistant principal named Carlos Montes, who the teachers love because the teachers say that he actually listens to them and collaborates with them.
Well, that's what they want, for sure. Well, thank you. And like I said, I'm Beth Shuster, the education editor at the Times, and if you'd like to read more about this story and other education pieces, please go to latimes.com. Thanks.